Now, this crank slider mechanism isn't the only way to drive this saw blade and all these other examples we've been looking at. So let's look at an alternate way to drive this. So to get started, let's go out to our class files and open a folder called Slide to Slotted. Double click on that and then open up the assembly Slide to Slotted. And so what I'd like to do now is modify this crank slider mechanism to a slotted link mechanism. And I'll start by deleting this link right here and modifying a couple of parts. I'll start with this piece right here, the crank. And I'm just going to add a circle to this face here at the center. And this is 8. I'm going to extrude. I'll get the option here, single or chain. Doesn't matter which. And I'll push that out 5. And I'll close and return. Fit the view. And now I'll modify the slider part. I'll double click on that. Open the slider. And I'd like to delete this cutout here. Cutout 2. Identify. Right mouse click. And hit delete. I'll also delete this circle. I'll just identify it there and hit delete. And I'd like to just extend this face. Let's push this out 90 millimeters. I'll fit the view. And I'll hit escape. What I'd like to do also is just turn off these other parts so they're not in the way for a moment. And go out to rectangle by center, and on this end here, I'd like to lock to this face, this front face. I'll just create a rectangle. I'll make that 16, tab, 100. And I'll extrude this chain. I'm on chain option, I'll extrude that backwards. I'll just lock to this back piece right there, so it's the same thickness. Then I'd like to draw a line on this front face. I'll lock to this face and draw a line, and I'd like that to be 80, tab, enter. I'll just constrain that so it's centered with the top and centered here with the side. Horizontal, vertical constraint there so it's in the center. And I'd like to go out here underneath the offset button. There's a symmetric offset. And I'm going to use a width of 9 millimeters. That's the only thing that really matters here. And I need this to be on arc, this one right there. So once we've selected those two, I'll go and identify the line, green check mark, and I'll go and hit the select button and extrude that region in 3 millimeters. And close and return back to the assembly. Now I'd like to mate and align this face. I'll go to the mate command and mate this front face right here that I created with this face right there. And then I'd like to go to the tangent constraint and take this face here, this circular face, take that cylinder and constrain it to this edge here, tangent, right there. And I'll fit the view. Now let's go to our motors and run this, simulate motor, and see what this looks like.